Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So in this tutorial, as you can see, we have here player stats, stamina, health, hunger, and thirst. So as you can see, and we can go and collect some dirty water from this lake. Let's click F to collect some water. And we get 5 waters. Let's open inventory, drag this here. And we click 4 to use the item in the first slot. And as you can see, it's actually updating the stats, and we get some warning that we are below certain value in the health. And the same is working in hunger. So when the hunger is below 20, it's going to give us this warning. So this is it for this tutorial. So let's get started. So the first step is we need to download these files. You will find links in the description. Download them. And first thing, let's extract this one. And here, let's go inside it. And let's copy source file and go to our game project. And just paste it over here. It will ask you to replace or skip. Let's replace the files. And let's go back to this one. Player stats. It's pack of widgets. And go inside it. Let's copy this. Let's go to our project files, content, UI, HUD, and let's just paste it over here. And now, before we launch the project, we need to go in Visual Studio to build the changes in source files. So after Visual Studio is open, we can go and build. And when the build is complete, we can just close Visual Studio and open the project. So when the editor is open, so we go here into the content browser, and here in the system, I'm going to create a new folder here. Let's rename it player stats. And I'm going to create here blueprint class of type actor component. And let's rename it to blueprint player stats. Let's open it. So here in the begin play, I'm gonna wait for experience to be ready. And after that, I will get the player character, and pass to Lyra character. And it should be on ready. And after that, from the reference Lyra character, I'm going to look for ability system. So as you can see here in the Lyra character, get Lyra ability system component, and I will promote this to a variable. Let's call it ability system component. And it should be here on character is valid. So this is it. And now I will get this and I will check if it's valid. So now when this is valid, I'm going like to check the health if it's like changed or not. But to do that, we need like the last health that we checked. So we need to create a variable which is last checked health, and it should be float. I will duplicate this, and this it's going to be stamina. I will duplicate it and rename it again hunger. And last duplicate, it's going to be thirst. So this is it. When this is valid, we're gonna do a function. Let's call it like check health. What we're gonna do here, we're going to get this and get float attribute from ability system component. So here in the attribute, we're gonna select health and we're going to check if this is equal to the float last checked health. So if this is equal, we're gonna do a branch. So if it's equal, that's mean it didn't change. We're gonna just return node. But if it's changed, so we need to make like something that will tell all the systems that the health is changed. And to do that, we're gonna make a structure here. Let's make a folder called data. And let's create structure called mm, player stats changed. Let's drag it here. It's going to be float. And let's make it like old value. Let's create a new one. And it should be like new value. And let's save it and close it. And here we're going to get gameplay message subsystem. And we go to broadcast message. And this message, so here we're gonna click plus and we're gonna add new one, which is player stats and dot. I'm gonna add another sub tag under this player stats, which is gonna be like health, and another sub tag. It's going to be like health changed. We should add this. So now we select this. And for the structure here, it's going to be player stats changed and make. And here, so for the old value, we're gonna get the old last checked. And for the new value, we're going to get it from here. And after this, before we end this function, we need to set the last checked health to this from here. Let's clean this like this. Bring this a little bit up. So this is cool. And after this, let's return and compile, save. So this is for like health. Let's just duplicate it and make it for stamina and duplicate it again for hunger and duplicate it another time for thirst. And it should be like this. And now so here in stamina, what we need to change is these variables. So here it should be stamina. Let's delete this. And here also stamina. And here we need to get stamina. And also here, let's create here under player stats. I'm going to make stamina and another sub tag, which is stamina changed. Let's select it. And here we need to set stamina to this value here. And let's remove this. So everything is set. Okay, let's move to the hunger. We're gonna do the same. So here, layer survival set hunger. And this one here should be hunger. Should be same as here. And as always, another sub tag, hunger changed. Select it and let's set the hunger here. Compile, save. Everything set. Let's move to the thirst. It's going to be same. So set thirst here, drag it here, and drag it also here. Let's remove health variables. Here we add another one. So it's thirst. Thirst changed. And we set here the thirst to this value here. Remove this, connect this. So we're good right now. Let's just check that we didn't miss anything. Okay, good. Let's close these tabs. We don't need them anymore. So after we check them here, we're gonna get health. After it, stamina. After stamina, hunger. And the last thing is thirst. Why did they make this like this component because we're going to add like here some others like stats for the player, like the level of the player, like current experience or stuff. You can add it to this here and we get it later perfectly. So let's just close this, go back to the system. We go to the experience class. So as you remember, this is like experience action set. We're going to duplicate this one and let's call it player stats. This is going to be easy. So when we like go and make some change and then we go directly to this place. So component, and here instead of controller, let's look for character and let's here look for player stats and save it. And let's go back here to the experience that we have. And here, same as all of this action sets, we're going to add the player stats. Let's compile, save. Also, we need to check if the widget is actually having the tags. So here, add player stats and player stat widgets. So here we have this widget for different stats like thirst, stamina, hunger, and health. So here, let's check. And as you can see, we have like an error. So here we need to get structure from here and put the values here. And this one, it should match the one we made, player stats and health changed, and all of them, just same this one. And for the structure, it's going to be if player stats changed, this one. And we're gonna just split struct, or we can break this. And we need the new value. We don't need the old value right now. And divide it by 100. This is the max health we have and max hunger. And let's do the same to this. So here we'll look for player stats. And here we just break new value here. And let's keep going with stamina. Delete this. Look for player stats. And let's break this. New value here. Same with the thirst. And select player stats changed. Break new value here. So we're pretty good right now. So let's close this. And what we need now, so here in the character, that stats, it's not like set to the player character, and to make that for the player character, the health is already there, but like for thirst and hunger and stamina, I used it like in that new class. So here in attribute set, we can just add new one here, and we're going to select Lyra survival set, this one which is has all that stats. Let's close it. And for the widget to be shown in the screen, we need to go to the HUD, and here we need to make a container for it. So let's duplicate this one and let's rename it extension point layer stats. I like them to be in this place. Let's drag this also here, compile, save, and we go down here to the UI extension, and we need to give it a tag here. So here in the slot, we're gonna create a subtag called layer stats, audit, select it, and let's compile, save. Let's keep it open. Last thing here in the system experience, last, and here in the HUD, we need to add that widget here. So let's add a new one, and it's layer stats, this one. And here let's give it HUD slot layer stats, and let's save it and close it. If we test it right now, it should work. As you can see, it's working, and all the stats it's in 100. But like to debug it if it's working or not, what we're going to do is so here in the player character, I'm going to create a game effect. So gameplay effect, this one, let's create it and let's call it like effect test. Let's open it, and okay, let's close it and open it again to open in the big like this. So the duration, is it gonna be like forever, which is infinite, or has a duration like has like 10 seconds effect? But we're gonna make it instant right now. And the more important thing is like modifiers. So here in the modifiers, so here in the attribute, I'm going to select like hanger, and here there is no subtract, but we can add, but we're going to add like a flute, and it's going to be like -10. And this is it like for now. So let's save it, and here let's open this and go here to the event graph. Let's go down, let's add like B keyboard or C. So here when we click C button on keyboard, get ability system component, and from here I'm going to apply effect to self, and in here we're going to look for the test we just made, this one, gameplay effect test. And now if we test it, we play and we click C on the keyboard, as you can see it did actually update it. So the hunger is going down. When it's go like below 20%, you will get this effect, as you can see. a warning that you should eat to like restore some hunger. So to make it actually work like with items here, let's go like we actually made like the dirty water. So here, system, all items, collectibles, IDs, and here we have dirty water. So let's create a folder for dirty water. Let's drag dirty water here, move it, and in here, I'm going to create a gameplay effect. Let's call it like gameplay effect drink drinked dirty water. I have no name in my head right now, so drinked dirty water. Let's drag it here. We're going to remove this. So let's make it like instant. And for the modifiers, first thing, the hanger will minus like 5. And for like thirst, it's going to make it like plus 10. So we're going to increase the thirst, but in the hunger, we're going to decrease it by 5. Let's add like, so I think the healing is actually the health. It should be like minus 5 as well as the hunger. But for the hunger, let's keep it like minus 3. This is only for testing to see if it's gonna work or not. But so here, so actually in the inventory, we have the data and we have here the item data, but let's create like a folder for usable items fragment. And let's create here a new fragment. And it's going to be inventory fragment. And let's give it a name like gameplay effects. What's going to have a variable here, gameplay effects, and it's going to have gameplay effect variable here plus reference, and also it's going to be an array. Or let's create like a function, call it apply effects. This function will have input of item instance and also like the player character. Let's look here for layer character object reference. So from here we get the ability system, and we're going to apply to self, and we're going to get here is valid. Just checking, and if it's valid, find fragment by class. It's going to be this fragment that we are inside it. And here we're going to get gameplay effect, this one here. And for each loop, we're just going to apply the effect from here. That's all we're going to do here. Save it, close it. And let's go back to the world items, collectibles, IDs, dirty water. And here in the ID, we're going to add a new fragment, and it's going to be gameplay effect. And for the gameplay effect, it's going to be dirty water, drank dirty water, and save it, close it. Let's close dirty water. We still have something to do in, I think, quick bar. Let's see, quick bar. Yes. So here, before we do anything, let's actually get slots and get a copy of the index and is valid. This is getting like too close. Let's just drag them a little bit back here. Let's just clean this a little bit. Okay, since it's valid, we're going to check find fragment. Sorry, from here, find fragment by class. So tool data. And let's select all of this. Let's drag them a little bit back. All right. We're gonna check is valid again. But this time, if it's not valid, we're not going here. But if it's valid, we're gonna go here. If it's not valid, we're going to go here. And we're gonna do again find fragment by class. We get this. And here we need to look for gameplay effects. And apply effects. We need the item, which is this one here. And we need also the player character. But this is player character, and we have like player character, which is we need to cast it. So get player character, and let's cast player character. And after that, we're gonna pass the player character here. This is like getting a lot complicated. We're going to clean it. I will clean this. But for now, let's test it if it's gonna work or not. Before we start, we need to open the level, the open, which we have like the water. So here is like the level is opened. Let's like play. And let's go like here into the lake. And click F to collect some water. And we can go out of the lake. And let's drag this here. This is the number 4 slot. So when we click number 4 button, as you can see, we're losing some health. And if we keep like losing some health, and also as you can see, like we have 5 bottles of water, of dirty water, and still like they're not decreasing. We're using them, but they're still in like 5. We're gonna fix this later, but for now we're like focusing on the stats. Stamina, health, and hunger, and thirst. So when I click 4, as you can see, it's updating. And when it's go below like 20, you get this effect, the red color for like warning to restore some health. And we're going to add like medkits later and stuff. So this is it.